Welcome back to Deep Thoughts. This is the second episode of the installment, and this episode is about how I got my ass kicked at the Jiu Jitsu tournament this past weekend and the lesson that I learned from it. I didn't necessarily get my ass kicked in the sense of I didn't get submitted or, the second match I did have, I got beat pretty bad, 12, I think it was 12-0. For those of you guys that don't know what Jiu Jitsu is, it's like martial arts that I've been practicing for like 7 years now, I think, like that, something like that. I wanted to test myself in this tournament because I haven't competed in probably like 3 years, I think. And I think as a small business owner, you don't test yourselves very often like you would in a normal job position. Because if you think about it, you're the boss. You're not really fighting for promotion or anything like that. So there's not really tests, and the only things that you might be missing out on are often, I think, opportunity costs. Where, if you don't pursue one project or whatever, and you miss out on it, it's more so an opportunity cost that's being missed out, and you're not going to get punished from it directly by your boss or anything like that. So I think, especially being in your mid 30s, I'm in my mid 30s now, I think testing yourself is huge, and it's super important because if you think about it, when you're in high school or in college, you're constantly being tested with exams and finals and all that stuff. And then if you're working a regular 9 to 5, you're being tested by your manager, and they're always kind of critiquing you and whatnot. But when you're a small business owner, you kind of miss out on that. You might get critiqued by your employees or whatever, but being critiqued by someone that's at a higher level than you doesn't come very often when you're your own business owner. So I think it's important to find extracurricular ways to test yourself. So I have a quick clip here, actually. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record the entire match, but luckily one of my guys recorded it. This is a small glimpse of what went on. As time goes on, you get older and you find yourself being a little bit more complacent, and I wanted to kind of get out of that rut. So I decided, why not sign up for a tournament? I'm proud of myself for getting in there. It would have been nicer if I placed better, but another thing that I really thought about was in the past when my friends have competed in tournaments, and I noticed that there's only 2 people on the podium, or maybe only 3. My first question, which I hate that I asked, but I always ask, how many people were in your bracket? And now that I'm on the other side of the coin, I actually find it kind of a dick question to ask right off the rip. At least I think the questions that should be asked are, how did you perform? How did you feel? How did the fight go? Not, oh, you only had 3 people in your bracket, automatic trophy or medal or whatever. So now that I'm on the other side of the coin, where I actually was the one that competed, and technically I got 3rd place, but 3rd place out of 3 competitors. You do the math there. I was in the last place, but I think it helped me learn that you should try to understand what that person is kind of going through, and try to be as compassionate as you can, and don't jump to any dumb questions like, oh, how many people in your bracket? Obviously, if they want to tell you, anyone that's asked me, I told them, 3rd place out of 3. So got my butt kicked a little bit, but I thoroughly enjoyed, the preparation, sticking to a diet and training my butt off. At least I think I did. Some people might think differently, but I think doing a tournament, testing yourself, especially in your mid 30s, especially when you have all this stuff going on, and as fatherhood approaches for me, yes, I'm having a child at the end of November. I want to try to take advantage of the opportunities I get to do tournaments like this, and maybe I'll do another one. But as of right now, I'm okay, and possibly thinking about doing another one. But test yourself as much as you can. It's the only way that you can grow and get out of your complacent little bubble. That's it. This is the second podcast episode. I hope you like it, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.